Hey there, everybody. This is Taylor with Royal Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado, the oldest fly shop and fly fishing guide service and only Orvis endorsed outfitter on the Arkansas River Basin. Thanks so much for viewing here today. We are rolling into the 2025 fly fishing season on the Arkansas River, and we are so excited about that. And as we enter this early spring season here in February, in the Banana Belt in the Canyon City and Bighorn Sheep Canyon area, we've had some beautiful days to get out on the water and enjoy the fantastic fishing that 50 and 60 degree days offer us here in early February. Of course, we have a lot of winter ahead of us, but we really take advantage of these warm days and have some great productivity. Trout population is actively feeding, taking advantage of higher warm water temperatures and more radiant heat. They're getting out and gaining some calories, and we really enjoy this early season. Zero pressure on the river and a great time to be out there. And as we prepare for the early spring season on the Arkansas, and really the season in general, I just wanted to pop in and do a specialized video on a core bug in the Arkansas River and many watersheds in the state of Colorado, the Southern Rockies, and really North America, and that is the cranefly. It seems like in many of my seminars that I've given throughout the state and around the territory here over the course of the last several years that people really aren't in touch with how phenomenal a cranefly fish is in many of the fisheries in the state of Colorado and surrounding areas. I would say that, the vast majority of the rooms that I speak to didn't even know a cranefly existed. And fact of the matter is, we have billions of craneflies in the Arkansas River, that they are a major food source. It is a big bug. It is a cheeseburger for a trout's diet. And, to be honest, people just do not fish them enough. And I've got a cool video that one of our guides, Cole Greer, took here yesterday in early February, just walking down the river, scouting for upcoming guide trips, and ran into a pile of cranefly larvae in shallow water on the edge of the river, and I'll show you that here in a second. But it just gives you an idea of how many cranefly larvae exist in the water column on the substrate primarily, and also that fishing cranefly adults is a lot of fun. I mean, we get out, and I'll talk a little bit about how we fish these guys when I show you some patterns here in a second. But we get out during the summer season, late spring through the summer season, and have a blast skating and popping big dry flies, big cranefly attractor dries, and fish are very, very opportunistic on them. You'll even see them clear the water to try to eat them in the mid-air. But in the Arkansas, we have a ton of craneflies, and it's something you absolutely need to think about next time you're on the water, especially here in the early spring when you've got fewer active bugs within the microinvertebrate population on the substrate. We're really relegated to increasingly active stonefly nymphs, caddis larvae, and craneflies, and then of course midge larvae and immature blue-winged olive nymphs in the springtime. And that may sound like quite a few bugs, but in comparison to what we have going on in the late spring, summer, and fall months, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. And so really something to think about. Of course, we have a lot of different bugs that look like craneflies in the Arkansas. We have river snipes, which is another type of larva that has a little more of a tail to it, actually a two-tipped tail. We've got free-swimming caddis that can be really big as well, and of course are a huge food source. And free-swimming caddis larvae are some are a bug that we really take advantage of in the spring when they become much more active swimmers. Of course, we have our case caddis that are out there. But the cranefly is definitely a category of its own. It is a full metamorphosis bug, and so starts with your egg. That cranefly adult drops that egg sac in the water, starts with your egg. Then the next season will become that larva, and then progress into a mature larva, and then pupate just like a caddis does and hatch into that adult. And those adults look like giant mosquitoes flying around. You'll see a couple representations pattern-wise here. They've got those long dangly legs. They're size 6 through 10 on average. And they may look like a mosquito, but they do not bite. They will not mess with you. But like I said, the fish love them, and really cool fly to fish when that's going on. Let's take a quick look at the great video that Cole took, just happening to stumble on a huge cranefly population, very visible to the naked eye in shallow, clear water on the river here this early February on the Arkansas. And then we will jump immediately into just taking a look at some pattern options that are kind of breadwinners for us, and that is through the spring season, through the summer season, into the fall. We fish craneflies really year-round, cranefly larvae year-round, but specifically, like I said, in the early spring and into the spring season, it's one that we really focus on because it is one of those heaviest hitters in that time period when there are fewer active bugs around in the substrate and in the mid-water column. Let's take a look.
Look at all these little ones, dude. Holy cow. Oh yeah, dude, like brand new.
Alrighty, team. So we are back in the fly shop, and wasn't that a cool look at the bug in real life, and just kind of a really opportune look at the dramatic population of craneflies in the Arkansas, and boy, that's trout food right there. So I did want to come back and show you some cranefly patterns in particular that are really breadwinners on the Arkansas River, ones that we really focus on here when we're out guiding. And all of these patterns you can find at royalgorgeanglers.com. You can purchase online, or you can call us here at 888-994-6743. You can always call and say, hey, Taylor or crew, I'd like to grab a cranefly larva assortment, maybe dozen flies, 2 dozen, just to get your box started on this front, and kind of be prepared for that great spring nymphing season we've got in front of us, and then the dry fly season to come in the summer months. So again, this is our cranefly, focusing on our larval stages here in the first 2 rows, and then our adult. This again is scientific name Diptera. That's Diptera, Diptera, and just a fantastic food source for our dramatic brown trout and rainbow trout population in North America's longest gold medal fishery, the Arkansas, but also in many, many other watersheds in the state of Colorado. So if you fish the South Platte or any small water in the area, the Gunnison, any of these larger freestones in particular, these cranefly larvae will be producers for you day in, day out, really will be. And they're just, flies that we do not feel like people take advantage of. And let's start at the top. We've got our epoxy larva here as our largest cranefly larva representation. That is a size 6 right there. That's a big guy. You've got more of a tan coloration here, which is pretty similar, kind of that opaque tan that we saw in the actual sample that we saw on the river. We've got Barr's cranefly larva here, which is going to be more of that kind of opaque olive. We've got a great Euro style pattern here. That's Frank Smethurst's crane bomb. And then we move into true Euro nymphing style patterns. And these guys are your Mo Check cranefly in more of a tan and then more of a kind of dirty olive color here. Two of my favorites, super heavy 3.5 millimeter tungsten slotted bead and lead wrap on that guy. Again, into another Euro nymphing style fly with the CZ, that's Charlie Zebra CZ crane fly in tan and olive. Again, super heavy flies. These can be your lead flies in a Western nymphing rig or your point fly, bottom fly in a Euro nymphing rig. Great to use with a drop shot nymphing rig. We've got a jig Amex. This is one of my go-tos in the spring season. You can see it's got a little UV quality to it, as does our next pattern, which I tilted. That's our Sexy Waltz, which is a more traditional Euro nymphing style pattern, but truly one of our best producing flies on the Arkansas. Great crossover pattern as well. They may eat this for a stonefly nymph just as much as they would eat it as a crane fly. So good crossover, but really in that crane fly larva, caddis larva mindset. Then moving into the adults, and of course, these begin to hatch in the late spring and then throughout the summer. This is a true crane fly here. That's going to be kind of the most realistic crane fly adult that we sell. This is going to be the water walker crane fly. This is the one that I fish the most. Great attractor. It's got that more slender foam body than your standard water walker. It's got a little bit longer legs. You can tell with all of these adult patterns, we've got those super long legs that are common with that adult crane fly that we see flying around. We've got the Jones crane fly, which is an extremely natural looking crane fly. A little bit less of a floater, but sometimes they like those bugs to sink a little bit too, and you can still skate this fly. And then we've got the Fat Albert, which has been a great attractor, foam attractor pattern for many, many years, but this one is a lot of fun to fish. Great skating fly because it's got that flat front, so when you strip it on the surface, it's not going to sink on you. As the water walker, great. Same with this pattern. It's going to float well. It's going to skate well, and really that's how we want to fish that that adult stage. Is we want to keep it moving. It's not a dead drifted pattern. It's a bug that we want to slap on the water and continue to move and skate and try to get it to escape from the fish. That's kind of what those fish are looking for. And like I said, when a lot of those natural adult crane flies are on the water and hovering around and skating, you'll see a lot of fish go airborne on those bugs, which is really cool. So again, really just wanted to pop in and give you some insight to a key productive bug in the Arkansas River, and like I said, abroad. You can produce fish on any watershed you fish with a lot of these patterns here, especially in the smaller crane fly territory. Now our river grows them big, as you saw in that video with Cole. They're size 6, size 8. And then we've got a lot of those smaller immature larvae as well. But really implore you to take your crane fly game up a notch here this year, and especially in the springtime on the Arkansas. And like I said, earlier rather than later, we've got some beautiful days ahead of us. I think we've got 2 or 3 days here in early February that are going to top out in the mid 60s. We've already had a few 60s and 70s the last 10 days. Of course, we have plenty of cold winter weather in the forecast in February and even March, but as many of you know, March is an epic month to fish the Arkansas River freestone and the Arkansas tailwater in our surrounding drainages. So the prime spring fly fishing season is just ahead of us. But as you build your skill set, pop back to this video as you kind of think about crane flies and how to prepare for the spring season. But, you know, and like I said, really throughout the season, this is a core bug to think about and to add to your arsenal. If you have any questions, please give us a call, 888-994-6743. Happy to shoot you a crane fly package, via mail, or put one together for pickup here at the fly shop. Again, these are available online at royalgorgeanglers.com, and happy to answer any questions you may have for the upcoming season, or get a guide trip on the books. Many of our prime spring days are beginning to fill, so I do encourage you, if you're interested in a guide day upcoming, to give us a shout sooner rather than later. We hope you stop by the fly shop. We've got over 1,000 unique patterns fly-wise here, and many other great gear opportunities, and of course public knowledge that we offer up freely. So come by. We appreciate your patronage and support as always. Have a great day out on the water, and let us know how we can assist.